Welcome to That Dubai podcast, the show where two Irish teachers try to navigate the desert heat, the skyscrapers, and a new city.
Hi guys, I'm Saoirse, teacher by day, brunch enthusiast by weekend, and loyal Carrefour shopper. If you're listening, Carrefour, we love your deals.
And I'm Ronan, also a teacher, currently on a mission to build a social life, find a great cup of coffee or a Guinness, and maybe one day get a delivery without 10 phone calls.
We moved to Dubai in August 2024, full of excitement, a little sunburnt, and definitely not fully prepared for expat life in the Gulf.
Now, we're here to share the real side of Dubai, not just the Instagram filters, but the lessons, the laughs, the surprises, and yes, the occasional wrong turn that adds 20 minutes to the drive.
Each week we'll be talking about all things Dubai, how to settle in, what to know for your first day of work, where to find a good roast dinner, and how to make the most of life in this amazing city.
We'll also be joined by some brilliant guests, fellow teachers, creatives, business owners, and long-term residents who've figured out how to not just survive the summers, but enjoy them.
So whether you're planning the big move, fresh off the plane, or currently sitting in traffic thinking, is it always this busy? We've got the tips, stories, and real talk you didn't know you needed.
This is That Dubai podcast.
So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about why we moved to Dubai and why now. Why did we decide to uproot our life from Dublin and move to this fantastic city? So, Ron, do you want to start with why we moved to Dubai or why now?
Yeah, I suppose it's been on my mind for like 2 years or so that it was a good time to move before life got too serious at home. Before I had to start worrying about having a mortgage, having different things I needed to worry about. And just, I thought I needed to get out of Dublin just for a bit of a change. A lot of people were moving, so it was a good time to leave.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Irish people definitely know, I'd say at least one, if not their entire friend group, have moved elsewhere in the world, especially like the likes of Australia, Canada. And I suppose for us as teachers, Dubai kind of made the most sense because, you know, the tax-free salaries, the packages over here are fantastic. The accommodation is included, flight allowance, visas, everything. Yeah. You're looked after really well over here. So
I think there's a lot of things that would draw you, like they do really look after you. They make sure you, for me personally, I felt like from the day we arrived, we were given the opportunity just to hit the ground running. Been given your keys to move in somewhere like on that day, picked up at the airport. It just felt like we could get our life going, although it did take a bit to set it up. They gave us every opportunity they had to help us, and I don't feel like you get that in many other places that you move to.
Yeah, because like for Ronan, you had lived elsewhere before, but for me it was my first time, and I suppose there was just that general itch to live abroad. I always have wanted to try live somewhere else, a different culture, different lifestyle, and that was also one of the big driving factors of the move, I suppose.
Yeah, it's definitely, having lived in Spain, like obviously in the European Union, it's quite easy to get yourself set up. You don't need a visa, you don't need to worry about a lot of things that you would have to if you moved to somewhere like the UAE. So them sorting out our visa and sorting out the Emirates ID, the medicals, everything, it just took a lot off our plate.
Definitely.
And then aside from that, like there's not just financial benefits and stuff like that, there's the weather. And having been to Australia over the last summer, I completely get why someone would want to move there. And I'd say, yeah, having that weather here helps my mood so much. Don't know about you, but
yeah, it's such a mood boost really to wake up every day and see sunshine and never worry about the layers, like all the different coats, hat and scarf, you know, like you don't have to think about that. We don't wear layers anymore. We just put on a pair of sandals and our work clothes and we're good to go. It cuts down on the time in the morning routine, yeah. That's for sure.
It saves time on thinking like what's outside that window, and 9 times out of 10 it's blue sky. So it's definitely nice. Like I remember our first week going to school and seeing the sun rising over, like with the Burj Khalifa in the background or something like that. Seeing the sun just orange and burning, like just looks insane, and it's just such a nice thing to look at. I know I'll be back to Dublin at some point. Like, Dubai probably isn't the forever home, I think, for a lot of people out here, but it's definitely a nice way to live abroad and be looked after.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they do look after their expats exceptionally well, and you know, they have a huge expat population. Lots of people do move out here, and I think what Ronan said, like, we weren't necessarily unhappy at home. It's just we were curious. We wanted to see what else was out there, a new opportunity for, you know, growth in a professional capacity, but I suppose also like the personal challenge of moving away from home and different country, different lifestyle. So yeah.
For you, did it kind of feel like if it didn't happen this year, just it wasn't meant to happen?
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. If we obviously we're fully qualified teachers, and I would say we both became quite settled in our previous schools in Ireland. We were very comfortable. We felt at home there, and I think had we stayed another year and got CID, it would have made moving that bit trickier.
We should probably explain what CID was.
Oh yeah, yeah. So a CID contract is a contract of indefinite duration. It basically means you have a permanent job. So once you get that, you kind of are set up, I suppose, for life, really, with the job until you want to resign.
With that CID comes an element of comfort. And it makes you not want to leave, because there's, like, obviously in Ireland we have a career break, but I just didn't want to wait that long.
We knew we wanted to move at some point and try something different. So why put it off? And also, yeah, like, I mean, the financial side is huge. Like, the tax-free salaries over here are great, and the cost of living at home in Ireland is really, really tough at the minute. So yeah, I think that's why we moved to Dubai, and also kind of touches on a little bit of why now as well. Before moving here, how did you settle on Dubai, of all places in the world?
The late nights of research I had. I remember very vividly us having a conversation where you were losing your mind. You were like, would you ever just pick a country? Like, we were going between interviews in South Korea, interviews to Taiwan. At one point I was looking at interviews. I did a chat with a school in the Cayman Islands, and you were like, Ronan, just pick a country.
One thing that we were really concerned about moving over was being able to get home if we needed to direct. So that's kind of what ruled out, I suppose, Australia. It ruled out kind of Asia.
And there was also family reasons, and that, like, getting home like in a 24-hour block, it's very difficult to do that from Australia.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And also really expensive. So we wanted direct flights. We wanted, I suppose, like, a change in temperature and lifestyle. So we knew we wanted to go somewhere hotter than Ireland. We also, which isn't hard, but we also, I think, wanted a chance to teach in an international school, a different curriculum, and a chance to, I suppose, develop as professionals as well, because, like we said, we were very comfortable. You know, we knew how the school went about its day-to-day runnings and I suppose just to change, to switch it up while we're young. We said we'd take an opportunity and, you know, seize the day.
I think it's fair to say I've done a lot more research into Dubai and into, like, moving abroad than you had.
That's why I asked.
I'd send you a message, you'd be like, I found this job, like, I found this opportunity in Taiwan or something, and you'd be like, oh, let me go look it up. What did you know about Dubai?
I knew relatively little, actually. I knew it was hot. I knew there were direct flights. I knew there were a lot of expats over here. I knew it had the largest building in the world. But other than that, I knew very, very little. Like, I kind of moved here with a bit naive, I think. Like, it was quite a shock, I suppose. Like, when you first move, the first impressions you get of Dubai, like, it's not what I was expecting, but then at the same time, I didn't have a lot to go on.
Yeah, like, for me also, like, the main thing I had heard about Dubai is it is intense.
Did you? Yeah,
that's what everyone told me when they said I'm going to go work in Dubai, was it is intense. But it's a work hard, play hard environment.
Yes,
And I think
yeah.
I've learned that like we do work exceptionally hard here,
Mm-hmm.
but we have so many opportunities that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And that
That's
links
true.
back to like I didn't have those opportunities in Dublin.
Yeah, I suppose I was told, like, when I started applying for jobs, because I mean, we were on the hunt for a job here for a while.
Yeah, well, 2 academic years pretty much.
Yeah, like we tried moving to Dubai on the second time we were successful. But yeah, I suppose everyone told me like, oh, be prepared to work hard. Like, there's going to be long days in comparison to home anyway. They are longer days. We do start very early. And I think that was a shock to get used to at the start.
Yeah.
But I have adjusted to the early mornings, let's just say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I suppose one of the other things is like, yes, everyone tells you about the weather, but until you experience that first shock when you step off the plane, you actually can't comprehend the heat.
I had felt it once or twice before, where I stepped off the plane in Dubai in the middle of the night, connecting through.
Okay.
And it's like when you step, there's this little gap between the side of the airplane and like when you get onto the air bridge, like the tunnel, there's like a gap in the roof sometimes. And all you can feel is that heat just hit you like a wall. And you're like, oh my God, thank the Lord I have AC. Because I don't think I could have walked at that point any further. Yeah, it's funny how quickly you adapt though to that. Like I don't need
That's
that.
true, yeah.
Like it's been 8 months. I can now last probably 30-45 minutes comfortably out in that heat.
Yeah, Ron does a lot, survives and copes a lot better with like extreme temperatures than I do. But it's coming from such a cold climate. It really is a shock. And I think like it the only thing I can compare it to is like opening an oven. Like it really does kind of consume you. And like you do get used to it. It's amazing how great the aircon is here and how everywhere has aircon. Like it's everywhere. So like you're never out in it for long. So that's great.
Yeah.
It's just and it is something you do get used to, but it is quite overwhelming, I think, at the start.
I mean, the first day I was out sunbathing, went up to the roof of the pool in our apartment block, and I was up at the pool, in the pool for maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something, hopped out, and within literally like, I don't know, by the time I could have sang, I don't know, Aaron Levine or the national anthem by some dogs were dry.
Yeah.
Like it was actually bizarre, like to think, and my skin was turning like red hot within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I had a nap that day. I did not go to the
Yeah. But having said that, like I hope nobody be put off by the heat, like because I was definitely not, back then I wasn't as good as handling the heat as I am now.
Yeah, you definitely, like, your blood thins and you adjust to it. And to be honest, like, I would take like 20 degrees in December over what we have, which is like sometimes it's -4, -5.
Well, it's also the predictability. That
Yeah,
is
you can
massive.
depend on the
You
weather
can say
here.
Friday in 2 weeks we're going out for a dinner outside, and you know it can happen without, like, I don't know, hoping it doesn't rain.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Other positives, I suppose, as well, is that, like, I suppose Dubai has just been voted the second most safe city in the world. It is so safe. I have never felt unsafe here. Like, it's so... women in particular, I'm sure Ron will agree, but like women in particular are really well looked after, especially female teachers. There are so many deals, which we will get into in another episode, but women in particular are so well looked after, especially the expat community. I think there's so much catered for them.
Definitely. And like speaking of women's ladies' nights and stuff like that, I did, while I was pitching this podcast on the Instagram, I did put up a post with like deals, what you call it? Like ladies' brunches, evenings, I don't know what they are, but
yeah, we will get into that.
But go check it out anyway if you want. It's there's loads of things, and then obviously there's loads of men stuff too, so men don't feel left out. But it definitely does help females here, I think, more than men in some regards.
It's also like impeccably clean. There's no graffiti,
Public
no
toilets.
litter.
Public toilets are, oh my god, they are immaculate.
Yeah.
You walk in to Grafton Street Shopping Centre or the ILAC or whatever it's called at home, and you don't know what you're gonna find.
Yeah, true.
Like here, it's like I'm actually like I can see my face sometimes in the tiles.
Yeah, no, they are clean like immediately after use, every single person.
Yeah.
It's cleanliness on another level. Like, I don't know, I've never seen it anywhere else really.
You feel blessed to live in a place that people care so much about it.
Yeah, and you can tell that they really look after their space and
Yeah,
their, you know, their country.
Yeah,
really.
no,
Like,
definitely.
it's so well maintained.
And like, there's lots of things to get used to like that in Dubai. Certain things at the start for me were like that everything is on a phone. If you don't know how to do something, you'll find it online, or there's an app for everything. There's just everything is made to be efficient.
Yeah, it is. It's really efficient, and everything goes through your device. Like, if you
lose-
don't have a phone or if you lose it, God help you.
Yeah, and now that they're thinking of bringing the Emirates ID onto like contactless or onto like non-card format, that would be great. Like that would be really good, I think, and that will help with that.
True.
But yeah, there's so many apps like which we will probably do a separate podcast on apps. Like we could actually talk for days about apps and their benefits and what they do, what they don't do. People, I know, want to do their too long didn't read but too long didn't listen thing. Maybe we can start this as a trend, the last bit. Tell me why you came to Dubai, why now, and what your early experiences have been. I guess it's 8 months, so it's been pretty quick. So why now, why you came, and your early experiences.
Why I came was for a change. I wanted to live abroad, and I wanted, I suppose, a nicer climate, weather-wise, to live in than rainy Ireland.
Yeah.
Why now? I think it was just good timing for us because we had done our qualifications, we had taught at home, and we felt comfortable there, and it was time to just try it while we're young. And my early experiences have been overwhelmingly positive, I would say, by and large. What about you? Why did you come? Why now? And what are your experiences?
I guess for me, the why was to challenge myself in not just work capacity, but also to just, to learn how to sort of be self-sufficient in a sense. The best that I could be. Obviously, we've since learned that everything in Dubai is easy, it's on an app. So that doesn't really help. But anyway, and my early experiences have been, like, honestly so positive. Like, it's one of the most tolerant cultures I have ever been to in my life. Wherever you come from, you feel safe. That's why I think I love the most about it. And that's been my most overwhelming experience. But I think we'll probably call it there. That's probably enough for the first week.
Yeah, that's an intro.
But definitely, if you enjoyed this, you should head over to our Instagram page at That Dubai Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dogs, tell your pets, tell your granny.
Yeah, we really would love you guys to listen in and thanks so much for all the engagement and interaction on the Instagram page. We really appreciate it. And that's all from us. Thanks for listening in, and see you next time on That Dubai Podcast.